Good morning, friends. How are you? Well, good evening to you, most of you, probably from the USA. I'm Sharon from I Restore Stuff, here for another Essential Stencil DIY. I'm one of their ambassadors, so if you're just joining us now for the first time, let me know you're here, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm from Australia, way down here, down under, so I'll be seeing your comments over here on my laptop as we go live. We're doing a couple of different stencils today. Not sure how much we'll get done, but we're going to have some fun here in the comments, I'm sure. You guys are always so wonderful to let us know what you're enjoying, what you're loving about all the Christmas stencils. Hey guys, how about all the Christmas stencils? Hi Deb, thanks for joining us from Western Iowa. So good to have you here, and Cindy and Tammy. Now guys, don't forget, if you are catching the replay, you can comment replay, and within 24 hours they're going to be picking another winner. But if you're right here in the live, stay tuned, because 3 lucky winners will be giving away some prizes at the end of our live. So join in the comments, let us know that you're having fun. Let us know what stencils are your favorite this Christmas, because Essential Stencils just, been sending out Christmas stencils left, right and center. And if you haven't joined the Stencil of the Month Club yet, there's that as well. And I saw the December stencils looking lovely. Can't wait to get those. So for any of those things, use my code IRestoreStuff, and you can save 10% on any of your Essential Stencil products, or save 50% off your first month in the Stencil of the Month Club. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining in the comments. Woohoo! We are going to be using a couple of stencils. I'm doing great. Thank you, Joyce, for asking. I'm doing really well. It's a beautiful day here, not too hot and steamy because we're sort of heading into summer now. But I'm going to be using, the first stencil set that I'm going to be using is this Wise Men Still Seek Him set. Now this is a 2-pack set, and the second one is Glory to the Newborn King. So they are gorgeous, and look at all those stars. You could use that for a few different stencils, combinations. So I know that some of the girls have been using the little manger from the porch leaning, what do you call those, the vertical stencil. One of those, I think it's Glory to the Newborn King, one of those has the little manger at the bottom. So imagine that manger sitting here under the stars. So many great ideas that you could make your whole nativity scene. Here, look, you've got your wise men. So hi Dorothy, hi Pat, hi Phyllis. Debbie, you're cold there tonight. Well, I'll send you some warm waves all the way from Australia. So here's one of the first ones we're going to be doing. The other one I want to be doing is this little 3-pack of the Nutcracker soldiers. I'm not sure if we'll get all 3 done today, but I do have 3 boards ready to do those. One thing I wanted to mention to you, I just went live over on my page. Now I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff, and you can find me there on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, all of the places. It's just at I Restore Stuff, so you'll find me there. I went live over there to just show you these clever little hinges that I've used just to join 3 boards together. So before I found these little nifty things, I was doing chopping up little pieces of wood and screwing them into the back of here. But these are called Mending Brackets. So over on my live, I showed you a really simple way to just make 3 boards join together to create a sign. So I'm going to not use this one today, but I might save that either for next week's live, or I might even go live doing a stencil sign on my page, I Restore Stuff. So stay tuned, jump over there and follow me. Make sure you're getting all your notifications in case I go live, because I think this kind of farmhousey board would be great for, a little circle farmhousey sign. So there's that. So that was over on my page, I Restore Stuff, this morning. You can catch that. All right, for today, one of the stencils that I want to be doing, we're going to be using the Wise Men Still Seek Him on a roll of paper. So this is just butcher's paper, and I just got a roll of it. In fact, I think it's the IKEA one, and it comes with that little, I'll show you. IKEA has these handy little paper holders, I guess. They're little paper holders, and you just pull out the paper, tear off enough that you need. You can put your little pens and artwork necessities on there, but that's a little bit of fun. So it's actually a little bit curly, but we're going to be making a bit of a scroll sign today using the Wise Men Still Seek Him stencil. So I'm just going to pop you down so we can see So if you've got any questions as we go, let us know in the comments, and I will try and keep up, but Essential Stencil is also in the comments, and they're really good at answering some of your questions. The links to all the stencils we're using today are in the live. I'd love you to use my links and use the code I Restore Stuff. So I'm just going to put the stencil right here to try and help hold this open. The rest of it, the set down there. You can use any kind of paper you like for this. So, and the little things that I'm going to use to hold it with, you could use the, you know, what do you call those dowels, rods, but I didn't have any dowel at the moment, so I've just stained a couple of really thin pieces of wood, and it was a long piece, so I just cut that in half, and it's going to sit here in the ends, each end, to kind of make a little scroll looking thing, and then we'll hang it to make a bit of Christmas decoration. So have a think about what other stencils in Essential Stencils range you could actually use for this. I might have to hold it down with something a little heavier. This computer gadget will come in handy for that. And I think I've got it about right. I want to just center that stencil there. And you could have your scrolling outwards and going that way over, but I'm going to have it scrolling inwards, so it kind of looks like this. So if you're doing it the other way, you would stencil it on the other side, because you want to just use it the way that the paper is naturally curling. See if that will do anything. Oh, it feels like it's going to move. I could use a bit of painter's tape on this paper, but I don't want the paper to tear, so I'm just going to use the tiniest bit. And I'm going to put it on some fabric, well, on your hand is also another place, just to kind of lessen the stickiness of it, because I don't want it to be too sticky on that paper. And I just check the borders of the stencil to make sure there's no places where it's too close to the edge that we're going to get paint on it. Yep. And for this one, I think I'm going to use a blue, like a navy midnight blue colour. I'm just using a chalk paint. Oh, Lynn says these scrolls are really popular this year. Well, that is great. Tell me, guys, what other stencils in the sets could you use this one for? We could also use the reverse sign stencil, which says "Glory to the Newborn King." That would be amazing to have on there also. But this one I'm just going to do the Wise Men Still Seek Him. So I'm just using some Australian-made chalk paint. This is artisan paint, but you can use any acrylic or water-based type of paint that you like. For stenciling, just need a little bit. Hi, Donna says she can't hear anything. Just make sure your volume's turned up. Thank you so much, Jill, for sprinkling. Yes, we'd love it if you know someone who loves DIY, or if you have a group that you're allowed to share other lives into, go right ahead. Share it with your friends. Let everybody know you're watching us live today. I'm just going to get one of my stencils and my handy junk mail that I'll just use as paper to offload, because we always offload when we're stenciling, right, guys? Yep. So I'm going to offload the stencil, the brush as much as we can. I've dipped it a little bit in the paint, but that also works it into the end of the bristles. When you've got a new brush, just make sure you're thumbing through the bristles to make sure you've got any loose bristles. So there is my stencil. I think it's pretty much, we've got a gold star here, but I think we'll just still do the underlying base coat in the blue. You could use like a metallic for that star later on. I didn't double check to make sure this paper was going to hold the paint okay. If not, you might want to get some better quality paper than butcher's paper. But so far so good, guys. Actually, I do like the way that has just stenciled the edges of the star but not gone quite in. Can you see that? I think I like that effect. We just made something up as we went along right there, guys. So I'm gonna just define the edges a little bit more, but that was kind of an accidental little fun thing there that happened. As I just went around the edges, it kind of like defines the edges but gives it a star-like appearance in the middle, don't you think? I like that. I like that idea. It does, doesn't it? Dawn says that looks cool. All right, so this is just a very dark navy blue. And the stencil set we're using, if you're looking for it, the links are right there in the pinned comment or up there in the description of the live. And you can find yours there using my code IRestoreStuff. You'll save 10% on all of your essential stencils. And stay tuned to the end, guys, because we give away prizes. There's always that to look forward to. 3 lucky winners. Who has finished their Christmas shopping already? Oh boy. I always feel like I'm a little bit late to the party with Christmas shopping and getting it all done in time. And we're selling our house, so I'm really not even sure. You know, when you're selling your house, you're kind of in a bit of limbo land. So are we going to be here for Christmas? Are we going to be in a new place? Who even knows? So you could change up your colours to do these all different colours. Tammy says she's not even started her Christmas shopping. I'm with you. I guess if you want to do online shopping, we need to get a little bit more organised, don't we, these days? Because probably shipping's going to be bigger than ever this year. So many people still in lockdowns and so on, so get your Christmas orders in, or it's, don't leave it too late. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, this colour is actually, it's a deep navy blue, so. I don't want to press too hard and have too much paint on the brush also, because I'm just painting on butcher's paper. I don't want that to tear. So on those larger areas, you know, I just got to be careful a little bit with my swirling technique. And often I get asked, how can you swirl and not get the paint underneath the letters, you know, and make it bleed under there? Well, that's because I've offloaded as much as I can from the brush. And so it's just the tips of the bristles that the paint is very faintly on, so we're just swirling all that in onto the paper. So if you've just joined us, we are doing a little bit of a scroll today with this butcher's paper and our wise men still seek him. Here we go with the sand dunes. Yeah, it is. I think so too. Kathy says it's a nice alternative to black. I think it is. It's still like, it still really stands out, and it's a little bit like ink, like an indigo almost, but really dark ink. Oh, I don't mind those sand dunes looking a little bit, you know, opaque. I think I'll leave them a little bit more rustic. So there we go. Now I could fill this in gold, but I just want to see what that looks like. And this was just a super easy way. Now thinking, I don't know if anyone's said yet, but have you said any other ideas for some of the other stencils that Essential Stencil has going at Christmas time? Isn't that gorgeous? Wow, that came up nice and crisp. So with my little scroll things here at the end, I'm just going to place a little bit of tape. I was going to go with the double-sided tape, but I think just for the sake of time and me trying to make things work efficiently, Because you know how hard it is to get that tape off the double-sided tape. That's what I was thinking. Are you trying to do that on a live? This might not be time for that. You know what I'm saying? The angel one, yes. I think so too, Tammy. The angel one would be nice. So I'm just taping up the ends here. I'm hoping that this, so my wood things, I don't know a better term for them, they aren't very heavy. So you may want to get something that's got a bit of extra weight to it. This will just be for around my house. So if I was making one to sell in the shop, I think I would use those dowels, wood dowels, and something with a little bit more weight to it. They look a little bit crooked, Sharon. We'll fix that later. So this one, it may not weigh down as heavy, but we'll just go with that for now. And then our one up here, it is such a beautiful stencil. And the one on the other side, the other stencil that goes with this set is Glory to the Newborn King. So you could even make a matching set of scrolls with this. Yes, it would be so good with double-sided tape to make this all work together. Or you could just glue it. You could actually glue it to the piece of wood. So yeah, you try it on paper. In fact, don't forget that one of the stencils that Essential Stencil has this Christmas is like a wrapping paper stencil, and that, I cannot wait to use that. So yeah, definitely you can use on paper. Oh, looks like I need a little work up here on this scroll. Let's try just doubling that tape over, tacking it underneath here. There's probably 100 better ways of doing this. And the paper is not being very cooperative today, because I want to push that down without squashing the roll, but let's see if we can get another piece. And then, of course, guys, you could do things like staining the paper with tea or coffee or one of those natural stains. You know how you get your tea bags and just wet them and plonk them around on the... yeah, absolutely. You can get this. It's like butcher's paper. You can just get it in rolls at anywhere. You can buy from craft stores and things like that. All right, so let's see if I can hold that up now. Ta-da! Let me switch the camera around. So there's the idea. And then you can hang that. I've just bought some string, so instead of me fiddling around with this right now, I'll do that and I'll put it in a picture afterwards. But what we want to do is just kind of basically wrap the string around each end, do a little bit of a tie around each end, and then you have it just hanging, a little scroll hanging for your decor. So, whoops, which way are we going? So there's one idea. So there's our one idea for today, and the next one I'm going to do is the nutcrackers. So yeah, I hope you like that idea. Think of all the different stencils you can use that for. Just want to close in on that star. So did you catch how I did that? If you missed that, go and watch the replay, because really basically what I did was just concentrated on the edges, doing a little swirling motion around the edges of the star, and then it left that center just kind of a little bit blended with the actual natural paper itself. So that kind of gives it a lovely effect. I like that. So again, play with all the colors, that kind of thing. But don't go anywhere. I've got some Nutcracker stencils to have a go at next. So I've painted some boards white that are around about the same color. See, here's our Nutcracker guys. And my boards are around about the same size. The stencils are actually 7 inches by 16 inches, so I would just make sure you have boards that fit the stencil. Mine are a little bit wider than the stencil itself, but I've got 3 of those, and these just are offcuts from an old TV cabinet. This is what we do, guys. Recycle, repurpose, chop them up, make some fun things. Okay, just going to open up this Nutcrackers. Now each of these 3 toy soldiers from the Nutcracker, yes, Dawn, you do, you have to get the Nutcrackers. They look so cute, and in fact I am tossing over whether to put them like right at the bottom of the board so that they're kind of standing up, so that when you stand the board up, you could just stand that and lean it on a, I don't know, on a mantle or something, and have these 3 little toy soldiers. Okay, so you can see the difference between them. They have little different features. This one's holding his sword down, and the middle one, where is he? Well, look, see, he's got his eyes a little bit more closed, and he's holding this sword up here. So each of them has different boots, different features on them. So you could also have a lot of fun colouring these guys in. So what I'm going to do now is try and find, I might use black, or I might, I'm running out of black. I need to open up a new one. Let me see, just trying to see if there's any comments on that. Yes, I love the Nutcrackers too. Connie says finding wood is the hardest part. Yeah, well, you could always just get wood from, you know, your hardware store or somewhere like that. See how much black I've got left in my pot here. What else could you use the Nutcrackers for? Could make a whole scene then. So I've noticed on the stencil itself that they have left the gap parts of the stencil for the paint to go through as almost like an outline. And if you, I'll just see if I can show you here's what we'll do. We'll put the bottle upside down, and that will get the rest of it out for me, okay? I'm just going to grab one of my stencil brushes, I mean. I kind of need maybe just a medium size. I'm using one of the Essential Stencils 3/4 stencils. These come in a set of 4. I've also got the link for that in the description of the live, so they're on the Essential Stencil site as well. When they're new, what I was saying before is just thumb through the bristles when you get any new brushes. That's what I do, just to make sure. Sometimes you'll get some stray ones that get a bit loose. So let me just point you down again. Oh, Sue Ellen, she's been collecting Nutcrackers for over 40 years. That's amazing. Oh gosh, I would love to see that collection. Oh, Trisha has an idea. She would love Essential Stencil to come out with a vertical 60-inch big snowman. That sounds fun. Hey guys, don't forget, remember Grace created for the Stencil of the Month Club last Christmas a little snowman set that you can like mix and match. So that's a lot of fun. That might still be available in the Stencil of the Month Club shop. I'm not sure, last year's one. However, Grace also helped create this December's Stencil of the Month, and it is amazing. Okay, so we are working on our little soldier guys, Nutcrackers here. 3 different kinds. Now here's the set here that I was just going to show you. Let me see if I can hold that up a bit closer. So there's some examples of them just in sort of like wood frames. And you can see up the top there that they've painted the stencil outlines in those different colours. But I think you could too, you could also colour them in. It's almost like an adult colouring in book, I think. We'll do one and just see what you think. Okay, these boards are quite rustic, so I have a feeling I might just distress them afterwards and make them look like a little bit antique. A little bit antique kind of farmhousey Nutcrackers, if there is such a thing. Okay, once again, dipping into my black paint here and offloading my brush as much as I can. And I could also take this down . There we go, to just so it doesn't move anywhere while we're stenciling. All right, starting with the top here, just going to give it a lovely little swirl. I just find swirling the fastest way to do it. You could also use a makeup sponge, or you could do a stippling method like this, which is pouncing up and down. But as I go, if I've offloaded the brush enough, it feels like I can add more paint onto the stencil if I can just swirl it like this. So some of those lines you could kind of go a little bit crossways, just making sure you're filling in all of the colours there. Ooh. Oh, Tammy says her son stenciled one the other day with black and then went back and painted it with colour. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking would be a fun idea. You could actually do up these to sell and sell them as little colouring in, adult colouring in pages, or sell them as signs that you could, if you sell a paint product line, you could also sell little paint samples with it that people could paint their own. You know, you do up the stencil like this, and then it could be a little gift pack idea. What do you think? That sounds fun. Forgot to make sure that there wasn't any areas. Yep, no, I think we're all good on this one. There's a lot of margin there, so we're not going to accidentally paint the board on either side. I've just painted my boards white, but wouldn't it look also stunning to have a black board and then paint these white? How about that idea? Does anyone else get like a notepad and just write down ideas when they're watching lives like this? I love watching DIYers and coming away with all the fun inspiration that happens both during the live but also during the comments as well. Pat said, is the butcher paper you used waxed on one side? No, it isn't, Pat. It's just plain craft paper. So I don't know if butcher's paper, traditionally, to me, here in Australia anyway, it's always just been, so I'm just going to pop that there in case it goes over. It's always just been that light paper, crafty paper, so that's all it is. I think I actually got that paper from IKEA to go with the little stand that they have to tear off your paper. Just kind of scroll through a little bit more to see if I can see some comments. Oh, Kim says, my 8-year-old grandson made a block painting with deer stencil for his dad for Christmas. Yay, that's so fun. So glad. There's a lot of people having fun with the Essential Stencils with their kids or their grandkids. It's so great for holiday indoor projects. If it's snowing outside or if your town's in lockdown, whatever, you can just do some fun projects with the kids using Essential Stencils and teach them how to do it gently and how to, you know, not get the bleed through. Now he's got a little bit of stripes on his arm, so we'll pounce that a little bit. He's got these buttons. Wouldn't they look gorgeous in gold? So you could even just do this base in black and then go over and just kind of mark off those areas that you want to go over, or even just use a gold pen and do his gold buttons, or make them silver, whatever colour you like. But yes, you can honestly do this all sorts of different colours. Karen's commented replay, but we're actually live, Karen. So, but if you are watching the replay, there won't be a little red live button in the top corner of your phone or your device. And you can comment replay and you may get a prize within the next 24 hours after we finish the live. So if that's you, comment replay and you could win. Look at you guys thinking of all different ideas for Essential Stencil. Tracy says we need pencil Christmas trees, Essential Stencil. They do love to listen to your ideas and your needs, so yeah, keep them coming. So many wonderful ideas. All right, going back and forth on some of these lines, just to fill them a little bit more crisp. Oh, Bronwyn said she had her mum's nutcrackers, but her son was afraid of them when he was younger, so you haven't been able to get them out. Oh, that's sad. I'm sure he'll grow out of that. Actually, I found an old nutcracker at a, I don't know, must have been a garage sale or something like that. I might show you him in a minute. But I repainted it and gave him a fresh wig. He actually had some white fur that was quite ratty and old and tearing off, so on his head. So I redid him. He looks lovely and new now. It's a nice shiny suit. So he comes out at Christmas time. All right, there's one down. So you could go over any bits that are just showing a little bit more white. You know, you can kind of see where you've missed sections if you just take your eye and just go over it a bit more. Any areas that might need a little bit of a touch up. Making sure those edges are nice and crisp. I think we're good to go. All right, so popping that just in wet cloth there. Oh, I just love the contrast of the black and the white. Makes it look pretty amazing. Look at that. So can you imagine that as a bit of a colouring in exercise? Oh, I don't want to touch it though. It looks so nice and crisp. But you know, you could colour in his hat red, his suit, or a navy blue, or something like that. So just going to quickly clean this stencil off. How are we going? Now, you clean your stencil off straight away. I've just used a chalk paint, and so it isn't too bad to come off. It comes off pretty well. Just dampen my cloth a little more. Let's scroll through these comments. Oops, we're missing a whole bunch. Oh, someone said something about penguins. That would be a fun idea too. Some Santas. Juanita says, I didn't get the Nutcracker, but it looks like I might have to order it. Aren't they cute? So there's 3 of them, Juanita. 3, and they're all different. And I think 3 just is a good number, especially when I've learned that 3 is a good number for like floral arrangements, or odd numbers, they say, or in design, you know, interior design or graphic design. They say 3 is a good number to have for a set of things. So, okay, I'll leave that right now because that's going to take me a while, and I'll do the rest of him later. When you're cleaning, it will go through to the back, so you just make sure that you're cleaning the back of your stencil and rinsing that off really well too. So I'm just going to leave that on the floor with the cloth on top. Let's just do one more, and then we'll have a set of 2 at least, and see what other ideas you've got for colouring them in. Now, I do have some coloured Sharpies that could be used, I suppose, but I don't know. The other thought I had, remember I said before, was to put this right down at the bottom so his feet are standing up, so that if you stood a board up somewhere, he could be a little soldier. You could even do like cut out a board a little bit closer with some thinner MDF or plywood to create your nutcrackers on a stand or something. Oh, here we go. We've just got our tape that we used before. Just put that on again. And our black. There's our first one beside there. Someone else is talking about penguins. Okay. Oh, guys, you've got some real fun ideas there. Yeah, Vicky says, sometimes I forget how eye-catching the black and white are. I know, I love it. This is such a nice contrast. It's just really sharp. All right, once again, I've offloaded my brush, and you can see the differences between the different soldiers. This guy has his eyes a little less round than the other guy, and he looks like he's smiling. Has anyone ever been to London and seen those, what do you call them, guys? What's the word? Those soldiers at the, like, Windsor Castle or somewhere. They're just taught, you just cannot move. They can't, I don't know, I guess they can blink, but my goodness, those guys are really, let me scroll and see if I can read. They're just taught how to stand extremely still. Guards, I think they're guards for the royal court. Oops, being very careful not to get my black over on the white on the board. So if you did colour these, I would love to know, if you did colour these, what would you colour them? What kind of colour? Would you stick with a theme, or would you make them all different colours? I kind of feel like the navy blue would be nice. Red in there would be nice. Just feel a little bit like Royal Guard kind of colours. What are traditional nutcrackers? Are they red or blue? Colouring them in might look a bit too much like soldiers, you think? Juanita says. Okay, this guy's got a beard. Oh, maybe the other one did too. Yeah, I think they've all got beards. Fun little exercise with the kids. If they're bored on Christmas, you know, holidays or vacation or whatever. Ask them to tell you, point out all the differences between all the three nutcrackers. Some areas have got a larger area, full space to cover in the stencil. And if I do find that I've got a larger area to cover coming up, then I won't offload as much onto the paper, and I use that big area, that big space, to offload in the stencil itself. There's another loose here. Okay, sorry, just scrolling here. Your comments go so fast sometimes. Ellen says, my niece's husband was one of the guards in London. Wow. Yes, they do look really regal. That's amazing. Christine says she'd try to do something different and go with pastels. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I think I was saying before, I do have some of those Sharpie paint pens that might work for colouring in, but I feel like the Sharpie paint pens are a little bit bright. They're just a bit bright for my liking. A bit too inky rather than nice subtle paint tones. Personal preference, I suppose. Yeah, they did. If you have a look at this one, you can see they do turn out quite crisp looking, especially if you've offloaded your brush. That's the key, always. You guys know that by now. If you've been watching us ambassadors for any length of time, you'll know we're always saying offload, offload, offload. Okay, so his boots are slightly different. We've got laces across here and we've got buttons on those ones. So, ooh, gingerbreads. I like that idea too. That'd be fun, whoever said that one. Hi, Sherry. Someone was mentioning sheet music before too, and I found some sheet music the other week. Actually, it's right here. I found this sheet music this week. It's a song, it says A Christmas Carol, gold, frankincense and myrrh. And I just thought, it's really antique, it's really vintage kind of paper. But I need some great ideas for what to do with that. I might make a post on my I Restore Stuff Facebook page and ask for some inspiration. Because, you could just put it in a frame and frame it like that. Or you could actually decoupage it onto a board. I don't know, I'm just kind of looking for the right idea to use it for something, because it's vintage paper. I could even photocopy it, I suppose, and create craft decoupage ideas with that. But you guys are always full of great inspirational ideas. I love it. I love going through, and I'll go through the comments later on and get to see your ideas. And if you've got any questions, definitely want to pop in there. All right, we've got another one finished, guys. What a little toy soldier I've done. Oops. Grab my brush, just in case, because I want to do that last soldier, but I won't make you wait and sit through that. We'll take this one off. Oops. Yes, Kim can hear the birds. I always get comments on the birds in the background. I kind of just take them for granted sometimes. It's spring here in Australia, and so all birds are out. It's actually magpie season, which is not fun for people outside walking and riding bikes, because they do swoop and attack. So you'll see people walking holding sticks. Okay, so our last one was this little guy over here, but I will do him after the live is finished. And then make sure, if you're in the Stencil of the Month Club, I always post my my finished projects there, or on my I Restore Stuff page, you can see them there. So here are the 3 soldiers all together, and remember we've got this one too. So just think how fun it would be to have this as a project with a child, or depending on what level of craft or expertise they are at. But you could sit with them and just colour that and make it really cute. Or they just kind of look nice like that, don't you think? All over. Now, let me switch cameras and just show you, if you missed our earlier on the live. So we're getting ready for Essential Stencil is going to post the winners up any second now. But the supply list is in the description of the live and also in the pinned comment. So don't forget to use my code IRestoreStuff for both Essential Stencil site and the stencilofthemonthclub.com. You can get 50% off your first month. And I've seen the December stencils looking great, or you can get 10% off any of the Essential Stencils if you use my links there. So here you go, guys. That's what we made first up, and I'm going to put a string in there that I can hang that somewhere in my house. This Christmas, wise men still seek him. And then, of course, we have the toy soldiers that we just made. I call them toy soldiers. They're nutcrackers. There's 3 in the set. I've finished 2, but I'll finish off the other one, and I'll post a picture and show you that. I also upload these to my YouTube channel afterwards, so I restore stuff over there as well. So I'll have a finished product there to see. All right, our winners today, guys, congratulations. We have Becky Scott Hansen, congratulations to you. Juanita Martin, yay, and Janice Crump. So please email support@essentialstencil.com and let them know that you're a winner for today's live with Sharon. And that is great. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I'm Sharon from I Restore Stuff. Go follow me on my Facebook page, because I might have some more projects there that I haven't finished off that I want to show you. So also catch me on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the places. I would love to see you there. So I will see you next week for another live here with Essential Stencil. Thanks so much. Bye.